LPL has continuously tried to threaten me and punish me for making the video I made prior. Despite not breaking any more rules, they are barring me from ever competing again because I exposed them and the abuse they allowed to happen. In this video, I will show an extension of that, which I did not show in the previous video. This being the fact that they knew about the girls. The reason I held this back in the initial videos because I knew that LPL would lie to the public, like they always do, and say they banned him whenever they found out about it, and that they take this sort of thing seriously. Sounds a bit familiar, as that's the same thing they said to me when death threats were levied towards me. Just like that, it was all fan serviced to try and make them appear as a nice company that cares about their community. But just like Method in WoW, when they had the chance to curb this sort of thing or expose or distance themselves from this person, they didn't. They waited until it affected their company before they gave a single fuck about what happened. This is the summary of the video because I know this is 20 minutes long and a lot of people don't have enough time. But basically, LPL, I reported the Iverson abuse and stuff like that, and I reported the stuff regarding the girls, and they replied back to me that they stand behind the decision of not banning Iverson despite knowing about the girls' abuse. They only banned that person after the entire community got pissed at them for it. On top of that, they have tried to silence me and threaten me with legal action despite there being no law that I have broken. I'm not defaming anyone because all of this is true. And then on top of that, right after I posted the video, they banned me from their Discord, permanently banned me from their website, and yeah, sent legal action. Hello. This is a continuation of a video that I made in the past that was incredibly different to my usual content, which is surrounding LPL and how they handled the Iverson situation and how I had personal altercations with Iverson and how they did nothing about it. I wanted to give an update video on this because there's been new information that's come to light, and I think been even more gross behavior on their part. So where I will like to start is how LPL, once I made the video, how they ritualistically tried to silence me and punish me for making that video, which goes without saying. It doesn't go against any of their rules or anything like that. Yeah. So, basically, I'll chuck up the Discord screenshots and stuff like that, showing the times that I told Erin, who's the LPL head admin. I'll show you the times that we spoke and how she banned me from the LPL Discord. After I posted the video about LPL, she banned me. Now she has tried to make the false narrative that she banned me because I was banned from LPL, therefore I should be banned in the Discord as well. Which could be a decent explanation if I wasn't talking and being a part of that community and talking to the admins inside of that Discord for months while I was banned. I was banned in March. I was talking to the admins and she knew about it because I added admins in the Discord for months, up until probably around September, mid-September, maybe late September. I can't have the exact dates because I'm banned from the Discord. But, so she knew I was in there, and then it was within 24 hours of me making that video about LPL and what they have done, and what they've tried not to do and get away with, they banned me from their Discord. Now, this isn't a massive ordeal, because it isn't a massive ordeal. It's just a Discord server, but there's more to it. I feel like if I just showed this one piece of evidence, you could hand wave it as maybe a coincidence, but they have a distinct pattern of trying to silence me or punishing me for posting that video. I always knew this was an outcome. I actually didn't expect it to be an outcome, but I always knew it was a possible outcome. And I still stand by the statements that I made to a few people, and maybe I did make it publicly too, that talking about what LPL did and the abuse they let happen was telling that story and telling the world about that. I always found that to be more important than any repercussion that could have happened to me. But I think, despite that, I feel like it would be welcomed knowledge for people to know the punishments I've dealt from LPL and how they've tried to silence me based off of the video that I made. So, they banned me from their Discord within 24 hours after I posted that video. Now, people might see this, people might see that as, oh, it could have just been a coincidence, but I want to show a certain level of animosity that they had towards the situation and how much they didn't care about the situation. So I brought to their attention the death threats that are received from Iverson and from many other people in the community, but for the sake of this video, just Iverson I'm going to talk about. I sent that through. They know about that for months. Now, what I think is not common knowledge is the fact that they knew about the girls' abuse for quite a bit of time before they did anything, because I'll show screenshots of this as well, because I sent in a ticket and I messaged Erin, the lead admin, and I think she might be the CEO now. I could be wrong, but I think she might be. I messaged her about the stuff Iverson did towards the girls on the 22nd of September. I'll throw it up. I messaged her about it. And then, on the 25th, when she emailed me about her decision based off of Iverson and her decision based off of my case, so everything that I've put towards forth towards the company in support tickets, she said that she stands by every single decision the admin has made towards my decision and towards the decision of Iverson. So she knew about the abuse that he did and the potential child porn that he had and the death threats that he sent towards me and possibly other people, but for a fact, me and the potential child porn. And she said that it was perfectly okay and that she stood behind the decision that her admins made of not banning him whatsoever. She stood behind that decision. So I think it's actually even worse than what I originally explained in the video. She knew about all of this. I said that she was just complicit because the company takes responsibility for the community and what they do, and they take responsibility for any threats or harassment. It's in their rules, and they say they try and uphold those. That means that if you say you take responsibility for the behavior of the people within your community, if you don't ban someone off of a behavior that they do, you subtly endorse that behavior, or suddenly you're complicit in that behavior because you put it on yourself to have the responsibility to rid that behavior from your community, and you decided not to, based off of whatever reason. So any abuse that happens afterwards is also partly your responsibility as well, because you assigned the responsibility yourself towards that person. Now, that's bad in itself, in my opinion. But it's even worse, because they knew about it, and then they decided not to do anything, even with the harassment and this very creepy behavior from Iverson. I want to also point out that LPL, when I went to them and spoke to the CEO and their lawyer, when I was talking about all of this, they said that if I didn't recant any of my statements, that they would threaten legal action with defamation. I know they have no basis towards that, and I challenged their lawyer because of that. I challenged them that nothing I've said is defamation. Everything that they've done is truthful, and I will go under fucking any panel of like perjury to say that, a polygraph test. I'll say all of this because I 100% believe that they did all these things, and I have proof that they did all these things. So, yeah, that shows, I think, an extra level of cynicism regarding their company. When someone brings up the fact that they allowed abuse to slide to the community, they punish and try and silence that person as much as possible. Even threatening legal action against, not to get pity points, but a broke 18-year-old that goes to university, they try and threaten legal action against. I think it shows the type of company that they are, and I am not personally surprised by it at all anymore. I just want to outline this because I want to point out that you might, if you're a bit like, I feel like charitability towards this company is something that is not right, because I don't think they've deserved that charitability due to the fact that they knew about all these things and they try and to be on the moral high horse on the fact that they did ban Iverson in the end. But I'd like to point out that they already knew about all of the abuses he had committed, and they did not care until it went public. They did not care until everyone in the community knew about what happened and knew that he should have been banned. They did nothing. Now, I want to also go over the extra punishment that they've done towards me. I want to go over further punishment and and acts of them trying to silence me for what I've done and what I've exposed about that company. I hope at this point you'd be able to see the level of cynicism that they have, because I don't think these are just fumbles at every single turn. I've dealt with this company for many, many months surrounding very serious and criminal activities. The amount of negligence they'd have to have for all of this to occur is probably criminal in itself. So I feel like these are deliberate actions at this point. Or if not, even if they're not deliberate actions, they're still very wrong in their effect, even if their intent wasn't this. So, with all of the evidence surrounding me, and because I do have evidence and I do have bans, I have 2 bans on the platform. I was banned from a VAC ban that I had when I was 14, 15, and I was banned for 2 years. That was a year longer than other people had received, but I was banned for 2 years. And I got banned, I think, when I was 14. I was possibly 15 when I got banned. I hadn't played on their platform or played in any community surrounding that. I knew that I knew that there was a chance of me wanting to play in the future. So I said in the VAC ban, which the policy at the time was that they'd probably give you a bit more leniency if you just come forward with all of your accounts and stuff like that. They didn't. They gave me extra punishment over the normal punishment. So, and this is before I competed or play any matches or before anyone knew me, to be honest. And then when I was 18, I got unbanned and I started playing. And then they already made... Oh, wait. Yes, I was 18 and I started playing. They banned me subsequently again, I think on very faulty basis, which I might go over in another video. Or maybe in this video, who knows. I think they'll ban me off very false pretenses. So, okay. I'm banned. I got banned in March, or mid-March to early April, roughly. I got banned around that time. At that time, I cheated for 3 days in Modern Warfare at the time of my ban. Now, Modern Warfare isn't an LPL-supported game, so the rules surrounding it is very different. The rules surrounding it is they can give discretion where they don't think you deserve a ban. They can give you 50% of the ban, or they could give you the full 100%, which to my knowledge is 6 months. So what they have done is I was banned for 12 months from the ban from LPL before I cheated on Modern Warfare. Due to this, I was banned for 12 months. They knew about the Modern Warfare issue around July. So, I just want to put up a timeline. I might even put up illustrations of this as well. So, what happened was when I uploaded my video surrounding the LPL issue around 7 months into what was my current ban. So I had 4 months left, or 5 months left, roughly, and I uploaded the video. Now, they already had all this evidence for months. They could have banned me for months. And even if they did ban me, I think they don't have grounds based off their previous precedent to permanently ban me. But they ended up permanently banning me after I released the LPL video. There's no basis to this ban, but they did ban me. I think it's because of a personal disdain. Now, this is the only part that I don't have concrete evidence that it happened. Like, I don't have a voice recording, and I don't have text messages or anything like that, which is sad. But if they really want, I could go like take a polygraph test even. But what they did was I spoke to Erin and their lawyer Ben, who is from the New Zealand Esports Federation. And during our conversation, Erin spoke to Ben and said, and like sort of in a confident way, said that because I was speaking about my ban and have 4 months left, and I said, well, there's a chance that like when I just get unbanned, they'll just ban me again, Ben, and I'll talk to you then. And we're at the end of the conversation. And she said, oh no, we are definitely going to permanently ban you. And I said, how? Like, what grounds? And she said, well, we've explicitly spoken to Ben to see if there was any precedent to permanently banning you. She said this with a vindication in her voice. She said it as if she was trying to find any loophole in any of like the governing bodies surrounding their organization, like the New Zealand Esports Federation, if there's any precedent to try and ban me because she just didn't want me around. And this was after I made the LPL video. I think, and I feel like it's a pretty reasonable assumption, that they try to bend the rules based off of the people that they like, and I can give extra proof of this as well. But that shows a personal disdain for me. So I have a feeling that none of what I've gone over already is a coincidence. I think it's malicious in intent. And I feel like it's malicious intent. So I've been permanently banned from LPL. And I think it's solely because of their disdain towards me, based off no rules that they can use, because they already had all this evidence. They already banned me for everything they could have. They permanently banned me, which goes against their current precedent, because there is a player who is currently playing in, I think, CGP, maybe CGI. I think he just won CGI finals, or is in the CGI grand finals, and his name is Fiend. I have video evidence of Tham talking about Fiend and how he has had 16 bans on the platform, or 14 bans, one of those two. I'll throw it up, the video clip, and it will correct me.
Turtle did handle the same thing, but I was having at that time, and he got, I can tell you exactly, H has been banned, I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, 13 times for numerous things, multiple cheating offences, while also foreign bans for talking shit and leaving teams. He's banned for the latest thing, for his latest cheating things, that was cheating.
And he is still playing. And amongst those bans are 2 cheating bans. One, and those are both cheating, not in a public lobby, not in a private lobby, not in pugs. He was cheating in competitive. I can show you the clips of Fiend cheating in competitive as well. So, Fiend has been banned 16 times for what I can assume is toxicity cheating. Far more than what I have done. Far more. Because if you look at the context of my bans and my cheating past, it was always when I was younger, or it was in public lobbies for a very short amount of time. He was cheating competitively with a monetary gain in their competition, and he's been banned 8 times more than me, and he is still playing. So I just wanted to say this because I wanted to show the inconsistencies on their rules and how they apply them, which I think further backs up my claim that they specifically are trying to get me out of the community to shut me up, and because they have a personal disdain for me. My further evidence of this, and it's just hearsay, it's not a massive part, but I feel like this shouldn't be hard to believe, because I can even throw up text messages of someone who I will blur out the name because they don't want to get shit on by the community, because the community are rabid dogs that come after me no matter what, even if I'm outing a pedophile in a company that protects the pedophile, that they'll just attack me because I've been banned in the past. So, he doesn't want to come forward with his name, but he plays in Div 1, and he's even spoken to me about how he knows, and it's common parlance, that LPL goes around and they protect the people that they like and they ban the people who don't. Now, this might not be a massive issue if it was just a small company. If it was a 1 league out of 4. For example, if this was a league in Germany, where you can play in ESCA, ESL, MDL, you can play in all of the online cups with DreamHack and all of that type of stuff, it might not be a big deal. But when it comes to Australia, we have LPL and then we have MDL. So we have 2 leagues, and arguably, LPL is the more important one, because it's the one where you grassroots and get into teams. Where with MDL and ESCA Open, not many people are going to pick you up if you only play ESCA Open. Now, that is just my personal opinion. I just believe that. I think not many people will pick you up if you only play ESCA Open. You have to play both leagues. So, the reason I'm saying this is because if this was a small company, and they didn't have a massive market share of the leagues or the competitive play in Australia and New Zealand, I feel like these unfair bans wouldn't be that bad. But because of how big they are, these bans matter. The fact that they are corrupt and they don't ban people who should be permanently banned based off of their own logic on how they permanently banned me. Fiend should have been permanently banned years ago. But based off of that, I feel like it's very poignant that they aren't biased and they are actually holding themselves to an industry standard, because they are the industry leaders. Now, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about, and I'll summarize. LPL aided and embedded a known abuser. They knew about the abuse that he had done towards me and multiple girls. They did not ban him. They stood behind the decision until it went public, and then they banned him, and then they tried to shut me up. They punished me by banning me from the LPL Discord. They punished me by permanently banning me because of what I posted. They also threatened me with legal action, which they have no legal basis for, to shut me up. And they've shown consistent signs, which even the top players in their community can attest to, that they show favorability towards people they like, and they showed unfavorability towards people they don't like. This coinciding to me being wrongfully banned permanently based off of their disdain towards me, solely because of me trying to get people and abusers banned in their community. They've systematically tried to silence me and punish me for this. And I'll leave you off with a quote that the LPL admin said to me. She said, with all the hassle that you've have to deal with regarding all of this entire situation, why don't you just leave the community? And what my response was, I deeply care about competitive integrity, as much as it might seem ironic that I've cheated in the past. But I actually deeply care about it in competitive integrity. I've never cheated for competitions, and I've made a few mistakes, but I've tried my absolute best to make sure that I don't put anything that has cheats in it on my YouTube, solely because I think it's wrong to make monetary money off of cheating. Now, as I said, I deeply care about competitive integrity, and I care about this scene. I want to come back to this scene. I want to play in this, because I think that I might be decent enough to actually do something with it. And plus, I just love the community. I'd love to be a part of it. I'd love to make it flourish. And the reason that I deal with all of this shit is because it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do to stop a company from embedding abusers, getting off scot-free, banning whoever they like, and playing God with the entire scene. They are corrupt beyond belief, and I do not think they deserve the power that they wield. Thank you.